Today we're going to talk about marketing mistakes to avoid during the holidays. We're going to analyze some of the best and worst holiday ads from last year and see if we can learn something about marketing during the holidays. All right, so let's get started. So let's look at the first one. Here we go.
Oh, it's lovely. But it's not the best part of Christmas. This is.
This is pure joy. But this is infused with truffle.
Christmas films are wonderful. Turkey. Everyone loves a Christmas party, but passing Heston's mince pies off as your own? Thrilling. Just whip these up. Myself. Candied figs in your Christmas pudding. Sprouts that are mostly pancetta. And stuffing. Yes. It was me. I ate the stuffing. All of it. Because the best bit of Christmas is the food.
All right, so interesting. Obviously this one's all about food, right? And eating it. I know that woman. I know her from a show. I can't think of it right now. I did appreciate all the visuals, and watching it, I'm a little bit hungry right now. I thought with the music in the background and the holiday spirit, it was definitely engaging, right? I felt like I was being drawn in. I think I was a little disappointed though in how, or like the letdown, especially when she was sitting with her daughter and her daughter's like, "Here's my gift for you, Mom." I think it was her daughter, or maybe it was her niece, but she's like, "Oh yeah, that's great. And I want some food," right? So it just, I mean, if I'm watching it from a values perspective, for me, that's going to make me tune out because I'm a parent and I want to, at least most of the time, be present for my kids. So that part wasn't great. But I do, like, overall, I felt connected. The music definitely felt good. The colors, the main actress was really engaging and she looked like she really wanted to eat all the food, and the food looked delicious. So, I might forgive that first part and be willing to try the food anyway. All right, here we go. Here's the next ad. Let's see what it says. Oh. Okay. I'm getting hungry.
It's been a long time coming, so let's make it a Christmas to savor.
Yeah, I was thinking right away, this definitely is either before the pandemic or after the pandemic because everyone's gathered and they're sitting really close together. So we know the timing on that. It had this very vintage feel, right? It had a very vintage feel, and I think there were vintage decorations in there. So it kind of gave this nostalgic feel, which is probably what they were going for. And, the song At Last, it's kind of an emotional song. For me, it's, and probably for most people, it's beautiful and a little sad at the same time. So again, pulling at that nostalgic part of us. And I think nostalgia does sell, especially coming out of a pandemic. All of us are thinking, hey, we want to go back to how things were before, which is what they were selling. So, I don't know if I would necessarily buy what they were selling. I'm not even familiar with it, but I do get where they were going, and I think nostalgia can definitely work, especially coming out of the pandemic. All right, so let's see what's up next. Okay, here we go.
Yes, the best excuse is Christmas.
It's the excuse of the year.
For Christmas lights on Happy Night.
Mince pie season's here.
Get a pass because it's Christmas. It's the excuse of the year. Use kids' wishes.
Get 'em doing dishes.
Keep your conscience clear. Oh, by God, use a jolly merry excuse this year.
Start Christmas early with Very.
Interesting. Okay. So this had more of a modern feel. Again, definitely feeling post-pandemic and kind of that pull of things getting back to normal and also, getting your Christmas shopping done early, which we all feel. I think they were alluding to the point that it's Halloween and you should be thinking about Christmas now. And I noticed that in the stores recently, like Halloween passed and all of a sudden, of course, I literally looked around a Halloween corner and there were Christmas decorations, and that was a little alarming to me. So I think that's what they're going for. They're reminding people it's the start of the holiday season, but you better get ready because Christmas is coming. So do you have things done? So that feels a little bit pressury to me. Like as a mom, I haven't started my Christmas shopping. I don't even want to think about my Christmas shopping yet. So even if there's a great app to do it, I'm probably going to pass on that. All right, what's up next? Let's see.
It's beginning to look a lot like
Christmas everywhere you go.
Now there's a tree in the Grand Hotel,
One in the park as well.
Nice.
the sturdy kind that doesn't mind the snow.
It's
With low prices on gifts, clothing, decorations and much more at Studio, you can get Christmas sorted early. Join Team Early at studio.co.uk.
Interesting. Yeah, again, this push to get Christmas started early. And I think for most of us, coming out of the pandemic, we did feel like we missed a lot, right? There's this sense of, I've missed holidays with my family. I've missed shopping, or I've missed gatherings, or I've missed a reason to go out and purchase something. So we're seeing a lot of this idea that as soon as Halloween's over, it's time for Christmas. Be ready for that. Doesn't resonate with me. I think, when you think about your own marketing and your own business, don't start too early. I don't think anyone wants to think about the holidays, at the end, until we get through Halloween. But once we're through Halloween, maybe it's a little bit more of a free for all. Probably depends on what country you live in, or maybe in what area of the country you're in, depending on what people are celebrating. So I would definitely pay attention to that as well. All right, one more. Let's see what it is.
Once upon a time, in Dickensian days, there was a banana stuck in his ways.
Mince pie, chocolate rainbow. That's not the spirit, a banana.
But what was the cause of him being so rotten? Being left on the plate, alone and forgotten.
Who are you? I'm the spirit of Christmas. And I'm going to show you how magical it can be. Christmas is a time for peace and goodwill. Look, there's Marcus Radishford. He's always helping children.
Merry Christmas, Kevin.
As old Ebanana soared through the skies, he began to see Christmas through Kevin's eyes.
Oh, that looks painful. You should try icing it.
Realizing the sadness and misery he had brought, gave Ebanana more food for thought.
Merry Christmas, everyone. This is for putting up with me.
Moral of the story, the answer you'll find.
Thanks, Banana.
For you to be happy, you need to be kind.
All right, I'm glad we ended with that one because that's absolutely my favorite. A Christmas Carrot, pulling from A Christmas Carol, has all the great elements of the holiday season, all the great elements of Christmas, and that feeling of, just that feeling of connectedness and a time when people come together and people care about each other. And so I think for our own marketing, it's important to think about that. How does your marketing unite people? How does your marketing make others feel like they're part of your community? How does it draw them in to get to know you and connect with you? Because the more they can be drawn in, the more they can be connected, the more likely it is that they'll buy what you're selling. So hopefully this was fun for you as we analyzed some of the best and worst holiday ads from last year. Truly, as we were coming out of the pandemic, you could see all the elements of that. And I don't think that's changed a lot since last year. I feel like this last year went super fast. And so we're all still reeling, right? We're all still reeling from the pandemic, and all that we feel was lost. And so the more you can focus on bringing people together and helping people feel connected and helping people feel like they do have a community that they can lean into, the more likely it is they'll probably buy from you. Thanks for listening today, and stick with me because up next, we're gonna dive into whether or not you should keep marketing during the holidays. And remember, your 2X is waiting for you too.